Hello everyone and welcome to another game of Squirrels Baseball. I am Aaron and we have got the Brewers in town. Brewers, the last place team in the division, though their record is pretty much right on par with all the other bottom of the league teams. The Padres are the big, I guess there's not a nice way to say it. They're the big losers this year. Also, things might look a little smoother, maybe starting with last night's video. I had this set to 60 frames a second, like last year and going back. I think I realized last night that after I had to reinstall Windows on my computer and everything, when the camera settings got messed up trying to do these games, that it reverted back to 30 frames a second. So that's been changed back to 60, so hopefully look a little smoother, a little nicer. Shouldn't be an enormous change. But here is Tony Gwynn Jr. starting things off. So we've played the Brewers, we played them a lot that first month, and I don't think they won a single game against us. Starting off today with a pop-up to Kester, one down. Here is Ronnie Cedeno. First pitch is in there for strike one. Stitch on the mound, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. I'm sure most of you can see that, but I try to make these games work like you could listen to them on the radio, in case you just have them on in the background for noise. Stitch grabs that and throws to first. Two away, and here is Ryan Braun. One of the few Brewers of this era that has given us trouble. Early on, if you go back to the first few seasons, the Brewers were actually the real pain in our side. But they have cut costs, we'll say. And they have not been competitive for a few years here. Braun's going to ground this one towards the middle. Joey picks it up and sends it to first, and that will end the inning. 1-2-3 start to the game. Kester's going to start things off today at the plate. The Brewers, it's been a little bit since we played the Brewers, but that looks to be the lineup that I remember. Dudamel on the plate, apparently making his major league debut. So I don't know if he was just drafted a couple days ago and got fast-tracked to the majors, or if he's been around their AAA and now he's made it to the big club. Not sure if I remember. I will take a look after this game. But he strikes out Kester to start things off. So, I mean, what more could you ask for if you're debuting as a pitcher? Gets Marvin to swing and miss. Marvin is batting right-handed. Dudamel puts that pitch in the dirt. And that's going to be a base hit out into right field. One on with one out. Chief at the plate. He will take strike one. Hits a line drive into left center. That's going to roll past Braun. Will Marvin turn to score? He probably should. And there he goes. Chief stops at second. But the Squirrels with an early 1-0 lead. So that great start for Dudamel fizzles quickly. He gives up back-to-back hits after the strikeout. Here is Terry, runner on second. First pitch is in there for strike one. Does give Dudamel, at least for now, an ERA of 27. Terry with a 1-2 count. He will watch that pitch up by his head. Oh, a called strike three. Terry doesn't like the call, but onward we go. Frank at the plate with two outs. A runner still on second. First pitch is in there for strike one. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. Grounds right back to Dudamel. Goes off his glove. Hall picks it up and gets it to first in time. So the Squirrels score one on 2 hits. We move into the second inning where Bill Hall is going to start things off. So I imagine that whenever the Brewers switch pitchers, if I remember right, early on they were moving Bill Hall over to third and putting Mercado over to short as Hall pops out to Joey at shortstop near second base. Here's Nitro. He got 11 homers, hitting .277. That's pretty good. I don't remember him having very high contact numbers, so to be hitting almost 300, that's not too bad. Puts a line drive here that Chief's able to grab before it can find the dirt. Here is Mercado. Not Mercado. Mercado's in right. Who's playing third? Can't remember now. Guess we'll find out in a bit. Anyway, Mercado fouls the first pitch off. And then swings and misses to make it 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that will end the top of the second inning. 1-0 Squirrels, and they will start off with Tom at the plate. Here is Tom, got his first home run of the year a couple days ago against the Angels. Looks at strike 1. Tom is leading catchers in the All-Star voting as he lines out to Braun out and left. Terry also leading first baseman. Pujols has moved to second this year, for those of you that don't remember the Cardinal series. Zach with the base hit up the middle. Chief is second amongst third basemen, though he does have a pretty big gap between he and David Wright, who's in first. But I'm hoping that means he'll make the coach's pick, because I don't think we've ever had 3 fielding All-Stars before. So anyway, back to this. Joey has a runner on first with 1 out and a 1-1 count. That fastball stays high. Fouled back. That'll make it 2-2. Oh, chases a sinker for strike 3. 1 down. Here is Stitch. Having an okay year at the plate. Looks at strike 1. Swings and misses. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that ERA coming down quickly for Dudamel as we move into the third inning. Still a 1-0 Squirrels lead. Bullard, that's who's playing third. He's going to start things off, so I do expect him to move to shortstop later. Although after giving up those 2 hits back in the first inning, Dudamel's done just fine. So it might be a little bit. Bullard has a 2-0 count. The Stitch puts that over the outside corner for strike 1. Swings and misses at a curveball to make it 2-2. Pops this one up. Terry's going back. So everybody's going back. Terry's the one that ends up making a leaping catch to get the out. Turned into more trouble than I thought off the bat. Brings Van Hecken to the plate. He was batting higher in the order, but sunk down to the 8 hole, which I think is where we found him initially when he first came up. Does have some pop, but doesn't do it often. He strikes out. He is a good catcher, though. He's got a good arm back there. Here's Dudamel, his first major league at-bat. Watches a curveball outside. Watches the changeup too high. It's 2-0. There's a called strike. Swings and misses to make it 2-2. Called strike 3, and that will end the top of the third. Still 1-0 Squirrels as we go to the bottom half of the inning. Kester will start the second go-around for the Squirrels. Four strikeouts for Dudamel the first time through the order, and Kester was one of those, as that fastball sails. Hits this one into center field. Good play by Gwynn out there. Kester usually gets played shallow, and for good reason, and that certainly helped there. Marvin with the base hit up the middle. His second hit of the day. Is able to score from first on the double out of Chief. Let's see what he does in this at-bat. Looks at a fastball pretty much down the middle. a bit outside. 1-1. Takes another one right down the middle. I don't know why Chief is not swinging. Does here, but he chases a sinker in the dirt. 2 away. Here's Terry. Struck out in his first at-bat. That pitch is inside. And then a sinker in the dirt. There's another call, well, another just overall, not to Terry in this at-bat anyway. Now I can say another called strike. 2-2, 2 outs. Ball bounces in. Runner will be off with the pitch. Terry fouls it away. We'll try it all again. Terry hits this one into right field. Mercado chasing it, but it's going to hook foul. So we'll try it one more time. This time a little pop-up Dudamel will handle, and that'll end the inning. 1-0 as we go into the 4th. Tony Gwynn Jr. will start the Brewers' second go-around. Stitch with 3 strikeouts the first time through. Gwynn not one of them. He popped up. First pitch is out of the zone. This one catches the inside corner. Curveball stays outside. Boy, a very hittable fastball, and Gwynn let it go. It's 2-2. Hits this one back to Stitch, who will throw it to first. No problem. 1 away. Here is Cedeno. I do believe he ground back to Stitch his first at-bat. So he looks at strike 1. Swing and a miss to make it 0-2. Called strike 3 on a bit of a high fastball. Here's Ryan Braun. He ground out in his first at-bat. He will look at strike 1. This one just misses inside. Makes it 1-1. Goes with the curveball. Misses outside. I think Stitch wanted that call, but did not get it. Here's a swing and a miss to make it 2-2. And Ryan Braun with the Brewers' first hit and the Brewers' first base runner of the day. Line drive right back up the middle. Brings Bill Hall to the plate. I do believe he popped out to Joey in his first at-bat. He's got a 2-0 count. And this is going to be line drive over Joey's head. Back-to-back hits for the Brewers. There are 2 outs, but a little bit of a jam. Nitro does have the ability to give the Brewers a decent lead with 1 swing. Steady grounds foul, so I guess he could still do it. 1-1. Swings and misses. Pop up to second. Kester makes the grab. So still no runs, but the Brewers at least have hits on the board. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Squirrels leading 1-0. Frank is going to lead it off. Frank, I want to say, flew out to left in his first at-bat. He's got an 0-2 count here. Dudamel's ERA down to 3 even, so that's not too shabby. Pops this one up high in the air. Cedeno makes the catch. Here's Tom. Or is he the one that hit out to left? I can't remember now. In any case, neither one of them with a hit as of yet. This one hit right to Cedeno, 2 away. Zach, however, does have a hit. Didn't do not his fault. The rest of the team didn't do anything with it. But he has a hit. First pitch is outside. He's having a much better offensive year than he did last year. His power hasn't come back, but hitting over 300 pretty much all year. He's got a 2-1 count. Puts another one into center field for his second hit of the day. That will bring Joey to the plate. He struck out in his first at-bat. Watches that curveball curve a bit far. And then a sinker that bounces in. That sinker's in the zone. 2-1. This is fouled away to make it 2-2. Dudamel already starting to wipe his brow. Gets Joey to look at strike 3. That will end the 4th inning. We go to the 5th. It's a 1-0 Squirrels lead. Mercado is going to lead things off. Mercado struck out in his first at-bat. Stitch starts him off with a fastball for strike 1. Line drive, that'll get through the right side of the infield. Solid single there. And a leadoff single, so, maybe a little bit of a threat here. Here's Bullard. Popped out, although it was almost a very well placed. Terry ended up making a very good play out there in shallow right field. Foul tip, that'll make it a 1-2 count. And that slider up and out, Bullard lays off. Fastball gets a swing and a miss for the first out of the inning. So here is Van Hecken. He struck out in his first at-bat. First pitch is called a strike. This is ground foul. 0-2. Misses inside. Van Hecken with a good take. Swings and misses here for his second strikeout of the day. Here's Dudamel. He also struck out his first time up. He'll look at strike 1 here. See if he can make some contact here in his second Major League at-bat. He's got an 0-2 count. He does make contact. It's off of Stitch's glove. Kester will go to first with it. And that will end the inning. Mark that 1-4-3. Stitch is going to lead off things in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 1-0 ball game. Brewers only being out hit by 2. That's perfectly competitive. Can't complain about that. We did a lot of blowing the Brewers out earlier in the year, so it's nice to get a good game out of them. Not that we can't take the loss, but it would still be nice to win as well. Stitch has a 1-2 count. Dudamel gets a fastball by him for strike 3. All right, third go-around. Here's Kester. He's 0-2. He will look at strike 1 over the inside corner. That one's inside. This one's outside. It's 2-1. Swing and a miss to make it 2-2. There's a line drive. That's into center field. His first hit of the day. A leadoff single. Maybe we can get some insurance runs here. That's it for Dudamel. He is gassed. Lundberg's going to take over. So I don't believe we've seen him either. And he's also making his Major League debut. I wonder if these are their 2 draft picks this year. Marvin's going to flip around left-handed. And he will take a curveball for strike 1. And that will be down and in. Inside again, makes it 2-1. Kester takes off, and he is thrown out. I told you Van Hecken is a strong defensive catcher. Threw out a very speedy runner there to clear the bases, and now there's 2 away. Marvin with a 3-1 count takes all the way. Strike 2. He got a full count. 2 outs, and now the base is empty. Looks at strike 3. Don't know what he was waiting for. I don't think he swung at a single pitch in that at-bat. Well, we go to the 6th inning. It's still a 1-0 Squirrels lead, and the Brewers are back to the top of their order. Gwynn is 0-2, though he has not struck out yet. The fastball is too low. There's a called strike. Swing and a miss to make it 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down. Here's Ronnie Cedeno. He's also 0-2, struck out in his last at-bat, and looks at strike 1 here. There's a swing and a miss on a curveball to make it 0-2. And grounds this one through the left side for his first hit of the day. Here's Ryan Braun. He got a hit in his last at-bat. 1 for 2. Looks at a strike. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. This is going to stay fair right down the line. And that's going to be a double. Cedeno stops at third, but that puts 2 runners into scoring position for Bill Hall, who does not have a great average, only hitting 192 this year. Looks at strike 1. But he comes up with the base hit. Runners, boy, they got bunched up at third. It might have cost them a run, but the Brewers tie this game at 1. The runners on the corners, Nitro at the plate. Oh, and he bunts. Throw goes home, and he's cut down. Nitro bunted it too hard. I'm sure he's not bunted much in his life. 2 away, 2 runners still on. Mercado at the plate as he looks at strike 1 over the outside corner. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. And this will get foul. Terry gave it a chase but could not get there. Still 0-2. Grounds this one to third. Runners tagged out. And that will end the inning. But it's now a tie ball game with 6 hits apiece for the teams. Chief is going to lead things off to try to get this lead back and see if we don't have to make Stitch throw an extra inning. Chief is 1 for 2. He's doubled and struck out. Puts this one high in the air. Lundberg waiting for it near first. Cedeno standing right by him. 1 away. Here is Terry. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fly out. I forget where. Oh, I think it was right back to the pitcher now that I think about it harder. It's got an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down. Here is Frank. He is 0 for 2. He will look at strike 1 on a slider. Swings and misses again to make it 0-2. Oh, swings at a curveball in the dirt, and that will end the inning. So we go to the 7th, still tied. So Stitch gets another inning. I guess gives him a chance to get to 10 strikeouts. Bullard's going to lead it off. He is 0 for 2, struck out in his last at-bat. Stitch sitting at 7 strikeouts so far. He puts a curveball in the dirt. And a fastball nearly in the dirt. There, he throws a strike over. Another called strike will make it 2-2. And that's a base hit into the left center. That's going to roll a ways. He's on his way to second, and he will make it there easily. A leadoff double. The Brewers with a chance to take the lead. Going to need Van Hecken to come through for him to move him home. Looks at strike 1. I mean, there's no outs. I guess it doesn't have to be Van Hecken, but I'm sure he'd rather it be. He flies to center. Marvin does make that catch. So 1 out, runner on second. And the Brewers are going to pinch hit. I wondered if they would. Here comes Muto, who I think was starting at third early in the year. Lundberg was pitching well, so I thought the Brewers might let him hit to try to keep the score where it is. Muto quickly down 0-2. Pops this one up. Joey comes into the infield grass and makes the catch. Maybe they should have let him hit. So here's Gwynn. I think he got a hit in his last at bat. As he looks at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. Swings and misses at a curveball for strike 3. That brings us to the 7th inning stretch. It's tied at 1. Tom is going to lead things off in the bottom half of the inning.
Now, please rise and join the singer.
Tom at the plate. Villanueva is going to take over on the mound. Bullard comes out of the game. Bill Hall moves over to third, and Muto does go in at shortstop. So it worked mostly like I thought it would. Villanueva, we've had some success against this year, although Tom will line the first pitch out to Nitro. Here's Zach. He's 2 for 2 on the day. He looks at ball 1. Hits this one. Well, it's going to be shallow. Braun coming in, but he gets there. Didn't take the best route to the ball, but it worked. Joey struck out in both at-bats today. He will look at strike 1 here. Looks at strike 2. And gets his first hit up the middle. So we will go ahead and pinch hit here. Guess we'll go with Phil. Not our best one, but the one that seems like it's going to make sense defensively. And, you know, it's not helpless up there, just not great. Looks at strike 1. Hits this one up the middle. He comes through with the base hit. 2 on with 2 out. And here is Kester. Base hit has a chance to give the Squirrels the lead. And he goes up the middle. Will it score a run? Here comes Joey. Here comes the throw. Not in time. The Squirrels retake the lead, 2-1. Still have 2 runners on with 2 outs. Marvin with a chance to extend things. Looks at a ball high. And looks at strike 1. Swings and misses to make it 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That will end the 7th inning. We go to the 8th. Squirrels now leading 2-1. The Brewers will start with Ronnie Cedeno. And we're going to bring Hermida into the pitch for the first time in forever. Although my defensive alignment is not going to be great. Can we hide Phil in right field? Let's hide Kester in right field. Phil's probably a better second baseman anyway. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. Hopefully it won't matter. All right, Cedeno 1 for 3. Got a base hit in his last at-bat. He will take the curveball for strike 1. Takes the fastball for strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, that looked pretty sharp. No rust so far. Ryan Braun, 2 for 3 on the day. Might be a bit of a better challenge. Starts him off with fastball for strike. Swings and misses at the curveball. And does it again for strike 3. 2 quick outs. Here's Bill Hall. He's 2 for 3. He's got his average up to 196. See, he watches that pitch go outside. Misses again outside. There's a fastball for a strike. 2-1. Another fastball for strike 2. Swing and a miss at the curveball, and Hermida breezes through the 8th inning. We go to the bottom half of the inning. Still a 2-1 Squirrels lead, and Chief is going to lead things off. Chief 1 for 3, got a double in his first at-bat. An RBI double, I might add. Hits this one into left field. That's going to get to the wall. As Chief turns for second, he will cruise in for his second double of the day. All right, here comes Terry. A chance to give the Squirrels a little bit of breathing room. Swings and misses at a fastball. Hits this one right to Bill Hall. Runner has to go back. And that is the first out of the inning. Here's Frank. Runner still on second, now with 1 out. Changeup catches the inside corner. That pitch is a bit high. This one down and out. 2-1. Hits this one into left, but Braun should have that one. And Chief will again have to go back to second. 2 away. Here is Tom. Filling a wave and wiping his brow. I know the Brewers really want him to get through this inning. Fouled away. That will make it an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss at a not very good changeup. That will bring us to the 9th inning. It's only a 1-run game. And we got Nitro leading off for the Brewers. And we will go get Shibuya here momentarily. Let's see. Tom made that out. So that'll bring Martinez in to finish off catching this game.
Your attention, please.
I don't remember how many saves Shibuya has because, like I said, it's been a while since he's pitched. We've either been losing or blowing teams out as of late. First close game we've had in a while. Gets a swing and a miss on Nitro. So that breaking ball breaks a little far. Tries it again and gets the call this time. 1-2. Line drive but foul. Still 1-2. Grounds that one to Joey for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Here's Mercado. He's 1 for 3 today. He looks at a strike right down the middle. Grounds this one to third. Chief on over to first. Brewers down to their last out. It is the pitcher's spot after the switching around defensively. So that will bring Ricky Weeks in to try to keep this alive for the Brewers. That pitch just misses outside. Ground ball to third, Chief on to first, and that is your ball game. Hey, it was super competitive. So tip your cap to the Brewers for that. Looks like they might have some good young pitchers in the pipeline now. But your final score today, Milwaukee Brewers 1, Indianapolis Squirrels 2. Take a look at the highlights. Alright, Shibuya and Kester are going to split your player of the game honors. Thank you everybody for watching. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, feel very free. We will have game 2 against the Brewers tomorrow. We'll see you then.